Hi everyone, happy Sunday afternoon. I hope you all are enjoying your day and you will have a good evening after you watch my video today. Do thank you for watching me. My name is Barbara Ragsdale and I'm an independent demonstrator from Stampin' Up! And I'm located in the San Antonio area. If you're not familiar with Stampin' Up!, we are a paper crafting company and we have all things coordination between paper, stamps, die cuts, cardstock, designer series paper, inks of all different variations, whether they're stamp pads, markers, things to color with, so to speak. But I do thank you for joining me. I can't tell who's on right now. I can't see my comments. I'm pretty sure I probably have my comments off at some part. Let me see. No, that's not it. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with comments. So thank you for joining me. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to do the monthly host special codes, cards, the kit. So hi Susan, that's my aunt, and that's my Jennifer. Hi Jennifer. What I'm going to do is we are going to be making the June online monthly host code special cards, and just so that you understand what that is, every month I have a online ordering special that you can take advantage of, and in order to get a free kit, in order to make the cards that we're going to be doing today, all you have to do is go to my website, which when I point it down you'll see my website and you'll see my blog as well, is go to my website, and your order of $25 or more will get you this free kit for the cards that we're going to be making today. And I'm actually going to do all 4 cards rather than just the 3 cards that we normally do. And the stamp set that we're going to be using today, and I'm not sure if this is going to be backwards or not, is the Forever Fern from the Forever Greenery suite. And I will show you all of the products that come with the suite when I get the camera pointed down. But at the same time, I also have an online BOGO sale as well. So if you're going to be spending the $25 to get the kit, you can also get the same value of products for free. So when you go to my blog spot, you're going to see a page that says the Annual Catalog BOGO Event. Go there and check it out. There's this own host code that's designated directly for that BOGO event. So the one that you see when I point the camera down, that's just going to be for the monthly host special in order to get this kit. But there are a couple of deals going on there. But Stampin' Up! Also offers a lot of valuable deals as well. And from June 3rd through the end of this month, there is a join special, which there's also a page on my blog about that too. So if you want to go read some more details, you can. So the deal is, normally the kit is $99 and you get $125 in product plus a free paper pumpkin kit. You get free business supplies, there's free shipping, and then you get a discount, and then you get to join this fabulous group of ladies that Jennifer heads. So there's Jennifer, she's joined us today, and thank you Jennifer for your compliment. But anyway, there's also that as well, and then I'm thinking that was the other main one, other than the BOGO, the join special. There is another one that is, if you order, if you place an order, or if you have a party that's at least $250 or more, normally you would only get $25 in host credit, but in this month you're going to get double that. They're going to tack on an extra 25, so you're actually going to get double just for being a host, or even placing your own order. You can also do that as well. So with the online ordering special, you're also going to get a PDF tutorial that will show you how to put all of your cards together, and you will need to have the supplies that we're going to be working with. So if you're thinking about placing an online order, consider this suite. or if you're also, if you just want this, then you can just place the order to get the kit. But if you actually want to place a larger order and order the entire suite, you might as well just go ahead and become a demonstrator for your discount, because the suite itself is $105, and I'm going to show you most of what's in that suite once I get this pointed down. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the cards, and bear with me as I flip my little camera here. All right. My camera earlier kept wanting to slide, and I was like, no. So I had to move everything up just a little bit in order to, let's do this number. It's probably going to keep sliding, and I'll just probably keep moving with it. So, but I wanted to show you all 4 cards that are part of the monthly online host special, or the online ordering special, sorry. This is going to be card number 1, which is a representation of what we call simple stamping. It's literally just paper, ink, and stamp. So simple. And I'm just showing you so that you realize you really don't have to have a whole lot in order to make a beautiful card, if that's all that's within your budget. And then this is the second card, which includes a little bit of die cutting, and we're going to add some ribbon too. And then we have this card, which is pretty simple. This part right here is embossed. I'm going to show you how to emboss today. And then we have this one that has kind of a little bit of everything going on. And I'm going to be using a different ribbon because I'm out of this ribbon. I'm going to be using a tulle ribbon, the polka dot tulle ribbon instead. But this was the original sample that I had made. So I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to go ahead and get started on our little simple stamping card. Oh, before I get started, let me show you the paper that's in this suite. Is gorgeous. You have to see this for yourself, really. I'm just showing you the first part, and then I'm going to flip it over to show you the back. But you do get, there's 6 designs, 2 sheets of each. They're full 12 by 12, and then when you flip it over, you've got the designs on the other side as well. It's gorgeous. It truly is. And then, of course, you have your stamp set, your Forever Fern stamp set, that has not just these sentiments, but it also has the different leaves from the fern. And then we also have, where'd I put it? We also have a coordinating die set, and we're going to be using that today. And then these are the 2 mini embossing folders that go well right now with any kind of die cut system that you have. And we're having to wait just a little bit longer for the new ones that Stampin' Up! Is coming out with. So, but it's totally going to be worth the wait, because there will be a larger version and then there'll be a smaller version. So that's why you see these little half versions of normally what's a 4x6 or a 6x6 embossing folder that we have. Then there's also this gorgeous ribbon that comes with it. There's these 2 pieces. This is so soft. This one is so soft. And I'm not using this one today because this is very vanilla, and the cardstock that we're using is Whisper White. And although you might think it goes well, our color coordination gives me the option of having some other products that equally match this Whisper White. So I'm not going to use that today, and I'm not going to use this gold, what do they call this? Twine. It's like a gold twine. And it's really, really thin, and it's very, very pretty, but it does fray at the end. And then we also have, there's some hoops. So if you want to put together some kind of a wreath, some kind of designer wreath, on a card, you have that option well. And then there's also some specialty paper. I seem to have misplaced mine, but it's equally gorgeous. It's kind of like a gold foil. I can show you a picture of it. It's this right here. It's like gold laser cut specialty paper. Okay, so now we're going to get started with our simple stamping. And these three colors right here, I think are absolutely gorgeous. We're using Pretty Peacock and Whisper White. Those literally are the only two colors that we're going to be using on this card for the cardstock. And we'll go ahead and get started. Now don't forget, if you do place an order and you do get this on this special, you are going to be getting the instructions to make this that has all of the dimensions. But we'll go ahead and fold our base. And then we're going to do our stamping first, which that's what we want to do. We want to do all our stamping first. And the colors that we're going to be using for ink is Night of Navy, Old Olive, and then we're going to put some Pretty Peacock in there as well. That. Make sure I have the right stamp. And in some cases, we'll be doing some stamping off, which I've showed you guys before. Just make sure we have ink on our stamp. And then I'm going to start down here on this side and kind of stamp off and make sure you can see that piece. I'm just going to kind of turn it around because I want to do each step in order or I will get sidetracked. I'm going to set that aside and do the Old Olive, which are ink pads. They open like compacts. Super easy once you get them going. They're pretty hard in the beginning, but once you start using them, it gets a little easier. And I'm going to make sure. Okay, so on the Old Olive, I stamped off to get the lighter image of that green. You can certainly go full strength if you want to, but for this card I went ahead and stamped. Did the stamp off technique. And I'm actually done with Old Olive, so I'm going to close that one up and then do our Pretty Peacock with these little berries. I'll make sure, yeah. That there. I'm trying to keep it close to the edge because I want to make sure I leave room for the sentiment in the middle. And then I'm done with Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to come back with the Night of Navy and just fill this little area in over here. And I am using full strength Night of Navy. Okay. I'm going to leave that off to the side. Oh, you know what? I stamped the sentiment in Pretty Peacock, so I need to open that back up. Let's do this. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Let me know if you did share because I won't know, and that way you get credit. But the price for the video is always whatever we make. And that is how you get entered into the drawing. Ta-da! Okay. And then now we're going to put this on the front of our card base with our new Stampin' seal, which actually has gotten a lot easier for me. I know last week and maybe even before I was struggling because of my hands, but it's gotten a lot better. And I've had to change it out once, so that actually was pretty simple too. It literally is just like our previous snail adhesive with changing out the cartridge. Get that on there, kind of hover it above, make sure you can see all of your Pretty Peacock base around. because once you get it down, it will most likely not come up, and you'll get to reposition it like you want to. And then I also have, I'll have to add it at the end when I give it away, but on the other card I also added a white insert on the inside. That way you could stamp another sentiment, write a message, whatever you wanted to do, just so that you can be able to read it, because you wouldn't be able to read it normally if we didn't put something like that in there. And then on the back, I'm going to stamp it that I made it. You always want to take credit for your work. And I still have my old personalized stamp from Stampin' Up. So that, you guys, is card number 1. So this is the sample. This is the sample that I made, and then this is the one that we just made, and that just shows you that yes, you can make beautiful cards, beautiful simple cards with just very few supplies. Hi Veronica, thank you for sharing. I'm glad you joined us today. Card number 1 down. We're doing 4 today, don't forget we're doing 4. And then the next one that we're going to be doing, here's the supplies for that. Trying to figure out where did I put the cards. I put them down. It's okay. I got these pieces too. So this is the one where we're going to be doing some, oh, here it is. We're going to be doing this one right here. So I'm going to set that up there. I'll try to work up a little higher because I know my my phone keeps moving. So we're working with Whisper White. We're working with Garden Green. And then this is one of the designer series papers that's part of that pack that I showed you. And then there's the back. So really you could do either one of them. But for this one, I liked that one. And then I have a couple of scraps here in order to do the die cutting, which I'm going to show you a little shortcut when we do the die cutting on that. So let's get started. We're going to fold our base in half. Use our bone folder to crease that a little more. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and do assemble this part first, and then I'm going to do the stamping later. So we're going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this one. And then we're going to make sure your flowers, when you cut it, you also want to make sure you're cutting the right way, unless you want your image to be sideways, you know, if you do your own card. Otherwise, I turned this one sideways. And I'm going to mat this on this piece of Garden Green. And then I'm going to mat this on top of the Whisper White card base. Get that up like that. And I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the die cutting first, and I'm going to stamp on the die cut piece just to make sure, because I cut these were scrap pieces that I had, and I used, I did that. So I'm going to bring the Big Shot over, put that in there. Now, for this particular die, this die was not on the Forever Greenery suite. The dies that I'm using for this one is from the Tasteful Labels dies, which is one of the other, there's a stamp that coordinates with this. But there's 2 dies that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using that one. I'm going to use that one on this one, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this one, that's sticky, this one off for the last card that we make. Now, I did this before on a card a couple of weeks back, I think, but I'm going to actually cut both of these out at the same time just to save a little bit of time. So I'm going to put both pieces on top of each other just like that. Going to put my die down. Make sure it doesn't move. This is the magnetic plate, so it shouldn't move, but it might. And then I'm going to run that through a Big Shot. Move that out of the way for now. And then what I have left are 2 die cut pieces that are the same size. That just saves you an extra step so that you don't have to die cut and then die cut again. You just do them both at the same time. And then this piece right here, I'm actually going to just cut this one in half, because I'm going to use this one as the mat, and with that die there's not another larger mat above this one, so you can create the effect of a mat. And I'm going to bring our silicone mat over. This is very handy to have. Well, before I do that, let me go ahead and stamp, and actually stamp that in garden green. Okay, and this one says love and laughter forever after. I think I got a little bit of green there. That's what happens when you have some rogue ink on something. But I'm going to go ahead and finish, and then I'll probably just give away the sample that I made. And then we get that centered there. Give it a little pressure and then come straight up. Now I'm going to bring back the little silicone mat. And the reason why is because our adhesive glue, whether it's hot glue or any kind of other glue, will not really stick to this. I don't want it sticking to the paper, because if it gets on the paper beneath this, then everything from this point on will stick there. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive on the back of the top. I'm going to get that one on first. I'm right-handed, so I got to do this other way. Just kind of line it up, and then I want to do the other side as well. Get that bottom piece on there, and then that gives you the effect of a mat. And then Chris is doing his laundry, so I don't know if you heard that in the background. Then I'm going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals. We have several sizes. We've got, well, we have 2 sizes and 2 different colors. So these are the white ones. There's a larger one, and then there's some mini, and then we also have them in black. We also have a black set as well. So I'm going to get a couple of large ones on each side here, because I want to make sure it sticks really well. Going to get that in the middle. And then in order to save time, I went ahead and did a bow with this, what is this? Where'd it go? I brought it out. And of course now I can't find it, of course. But I did bring out, oh, here it is. It blew away from me because it's so light. But there's this Whisper White kind of ruffled ribbon. And I went ahead and did a bow just because this kept sticking to my hands. It was just the static is all. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the back of this just to make sure it sticks. I'm going to stick that right there, and then once it's on there, then I'm going to trim up my ribbon just a little bit, just to give it a little extra on the edge there. And then I had a sheet of Gilded gems around here somewhere. I swear I lose more things thinking that they're right here. And you know what? I'll probably will find them once I'm done. Oh, here it is. They got under some paper. So I'm going to take one of the larger Gilded gems. I'm going to use our picking tool to pop one of these off. You see how that piece of ribbon is sticking to my thumb there. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I know I did a different fold on this one because this one went sideways like this one. And then this one I just did up a little bit differently. I'm going to clean off my oops, there you go. I knew that was going to do that. I'm just glad it didn't get on the card. Clean off my stamp with our little chamois. And then I'm going to take that away. And then in Garden Green, I'm going to stamp the back. There's no need to put anything on the inside, but if you wanted to, you could also maybe stamp an image of one of the fern leaves, maybe on the inside corner. I'm not going to be doing it on this one since I'm doing all 4 cards today. So there is the sample, which this will be the one I end up giving away, the one on the left, because there's no smudge marks on that one. And that one has a smudge mark right there. So I'll keep this one for my sample. So there's card number 2. Just a little bit of die cutting and adding some ribbon. And it's equally gorgeous, just like the other one was. Just a step up. Put those away. And then show you, this is the next card. Let me put this Garden Green away before I get some ink on me. We're going to be using Night of Navy on that one just for the sentiment. But this is actually the card we're going to be doing now. And this base is one of our new in colors, which is Just Jade. So we're using Just Jade, Whisper White, and the Designer Series paper, just a piece of this. So this will be a good demonstration for the tutorial. So if you get the kit and you need to, if maybe you don't understand what I'm saying in the instructions, I'm going to show you what this means. So we'll go ahead and fold our base, our Just Jade base. And then we're going to be actually, let me get that a little bit more, putting these papers directly on here, and that's going to be the only part. So I'll go ahead and do this part where I'll get some snail on the back. I'll line it up. Oh, you know what? No, I don't. I'm going to keep that right there because I need to do something. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. And then I'm going to put a little bit more along this edge right there. And I just got some right there, so something might stick there later. And this is super sticky, which that's what we want. We want it to be super sticky. But I'm going to slightly overlap these two. Just a little bit. And hope that it stays where it's supposed to. That is super sticky. Let me do it this way. I'm going to do it. Try not to touch it. And then I'm going to take the Just Jade. We also have the coordinating ribbon. So I want you to see how the cardstock, the Designer Series paper, the ribbon, everything coordinates with each other. And then I'm going to put a little bit back here so that it sticks. And I'm going to wrap this around and cover that seam there. and then wrap that around so it sticks to that adhesive on the back. And then, oh, you know what I just did? I just skipped a step. Okay, let's do this. I just skipped a step. I'm gonna put that off to the side because I actually do need to go back. I was looking at that embossed piece too, and I still skipped that step. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna cut down another piece of this Whisper White and do the embossing super, super quick. So I know that that's a 2 1/4 inch piece. Yeah, okay. Rewind, back up. Switch plates. For this one, I'm going to be using the platform. I'm going to be using the Viney embossing folder, the mini Viney embossing folder. I'll get that in there this way because I want it to be going up and down as opposed to sideways like that. Y'all are probably watching this like, she didn't emboss. It happens. Oops. Sorry, hold on. I'm missing one. There we go. And that one's too big. Go with the regular one. There we go. That blue one is a 3D embossing one, and for this one, this one's not a 3D folder. So there we go. Now we're dealing with an embossed piece of Whisper White. So in order to recover, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this little piece off. I'm going to save this little piece because I might use that one on something else after we're done. And I'm not going to put anything on this one just yet. I'm telling you, this is some sticky stuff, which is good. I'm going to get that on the... Let's see if I can put a little bit more adhesive down in the middle right here. Just so it sticks. Because once these pieces stick together, then... Oh, I should have put a thing underneath there. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with... There we go. Maybe I should be looking at it from the front. Goodness. Let's overlap that piece there. I'm going to get some adhesive on the bottom of this little area right there. Oof. I have adhesive kind of all over my fingers. Let me get some adhesive on the rest of this. We're getting there. Bear with me. This even happens. You don't have to be live for this to happen. This actually happens when we're putting things together and trying to figure out things. So now you understand why it was kind of hard for me to put in the instructions. This is actually what I'm talking about. There we go. Oof. That was rough. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a bow. I didn't do a bow. I didn't pre-do a bow. I normally pre-do a bow, but I still have this one on the spool. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bow from here. And then we're going to put that bow kind of off to the side until I stamp and die cut this sentiment. I like to cut it on the spool because then I can make sure that I'm not wasting anything. It's kind of too much. I'm gonna have to get my old ribbon scissors out. My little snips need to be sharpened. So I'm going to set that off to the side just for now because I need to bring back our big shot. And I'm going to be doing the little sentiment. So, sorry, there was a third die in that Tasteful Labels die that I used. Get this cut. There's two ways you can actually do this. If you're uncertain, I went ahead and cut the piece out, but if you're uncertain that if you're going to line it up, you can always stamp it on there and then put the die cut over it so that you know you're going to stamp. But for some reason I'm feeling pretty confident today despite that little section a while ago. So let me get that, and then the sentiment that's on this one just simply says hello, and we're going to be stamping that in Night of Navy. Make sure my hello is the right side up. Not got too much on there. And then stamp it right in the middle. And then bring it straight up. It is a little down, but what I'm going to do is probably just go ahead and give you the other one. So, and what I meant was, let's do it. I'm going to show you what I meant. I'm just going to stamp hello on here. This is what I was talking about. Let me set that off to the side. I can't grasp things today. Bring the big shot back. And then I'm going to put this piece down. This is what I was talking about. And it's moving a little bit because of the magnet in there, but you can always use a post-it note or something to help hold it down. But you can do it this way as well. That way you are certain, and then as long as your die cut doesn't move, and then you run it through your machine, you're going to get a perfect cut. So hold on, let me get that off of there. And then I'll show you. See? So if you're a beginner, get that loose hair there. If you're a beginner, or even if, heck, look what I did. I thought I was going to do it just fine, and it was down a little low, which I guess would have been fine if it was a larger font, but we want it to be centered. So I am going to go ahead and use this one right here. And then what I'm going to do on this is use the small dimensionals. So I'm going to stick a little one on each side. Take the backing off. You can actually stick this anywhere you want on the card, but I just put this one right in the middle. It's a little banner punch. And then the ribbon that I made a while ago, the bow, I'm going to attach it with a couple of glue dots. I like using two because it does make sure that the ribbon is going to stick to the paper. And then let me cut this just a little bit more. You can always trim your ribbon once you get it down. And then this is going to be the inside. Yeah. Get that off. Things are sticking to everything. Oh, you know what? That doesn't even go with that. I'm going to have to put another one on the inside. That does not go with that one. That was a piece for something else. But let me go ahead and do this. Stamp the back. And then I'll put a white piece of, a whisper white piece on the inside. There we go. And then let me close up this Night of Navy. So there you have it, finally. It wasn't supposed to be that hard, but I guess I made it a little harder than it was supposed to be. But there is card number 3. I love the colors. I'm really loving this designer series paper. I wish there was more than 2 sheets that was in that pack, but it's still gorgeous. Plus the new in color, Just Jade. It's gorgeous. All right. Card number 4. Oops, there you go. Card number 4. It's a little step up from all the others because we have this piece of Old Olive is embossed. We have some stamping on this cardstock, and then we have stamping and then die cutting of the rest of these, plus we're putting some ribbon across it. So I'm gonna try to make sure I stay on track as far as the instructions for this one. So we'll go ahead and fold our base. You can also do your scoring with your trimmer as well. Sometimes it's just easier to use have some adhesive right here. Use your bone folder as a quick method to just pushing that crease down a little bit more. Now this piece right here is embossed. And trying to figure out what I did with that embossing folder. Oh, here it is. There we go. So let's bring this back. This is going to be almost the last time that we do this piece, but we still got the die cutting that we're going to do. And then we're going to get this piece of Old Olive in here. There is a line on almost all of the embossing folders so that you can actually line up your paper. And if you're ever in doubt, I can't get a grip on that. I'm trying to pull it out so I can readjust it. If you're ever in doubt what side you're working on, the side that has the Stampin' Up logo, that's going to be the front. So whenever you put it through, and if you want to make sure you're just looking at the front, just make sure you have the Stampin' Up logo on the front here, because the back shows that piece. And then put your embossing folder in with the fold first. And this one actually doesn't need that one. This one needs the blue one, because this one is a 3D embossing folder. Get that through there. And then you've got this really pretty, I forgot what the name of this is, but it's kind of this little, I don't know what the name of this is. It's slipped my mind already. But we're going to put this, go ahead and put this so that I have one less piece of paper, loose paper around here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my white base. We're going to do process of elimination here, but I'm not going to put the other piece on just yet because I still have to wrap the ribbon around it. Get that down. I'll set that aside. And I know what that white piece was that I had a while ago. It was the piece that I'm going to be stamping on right now, but I need to get the silicone mat back because I went ahead and put adhesive on the back, and I know it won't completely stick on that. So the same thing that I did on the simple stamping card, I'm going to be doing the same effect on here. We're just going to be die cutting most of them. And where do I have everything right here, and yet I'm still missing a stamp. I'm literally missing a stamp. All right, I'm gonna put this off to the side because as I'm looking around my table, I may find it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take these pieces here and do my stamping and die cutting. And one of the stamps I need for here, so, oh goodness. Let me get my old olive. Today is just not the day. Good grief. I'm going to use this larger piece. I'm going to stamp off. And I need to do two of each of these, so I'm going to do this. Hi, Sandra. I did those for Scleroderma month. I finally found a nail polish that was teal and it's shiny, so yeah, that's why I got that. Oh. And then this one. Oh, here it is. I was like, where is all my stuff going? I keep look what happened. I got ink on me. So before I put it down anywhere, I'm going to use a baby wipe to get that off, because that so would have gone everywhere. And then this one. Y'all are probably like, what in the world is she doing? I am still, like, as I'm doing that, I'm still trying to find out where in the world. Let me close some of this ink up first. I gotta leave. No, I'm done with that. It's my Night of Navy that I still need. Found my ribbon. I have literally misplaced one of the stamps. I cannot believe this. Actually, I kind of can, but the leaf stamp that I used in the first video, I cannot find. It didn't fall on the floor. It didn't fall on the floor. It's not anything that's in front of me. I'm like trying to retrace my steps here, because I'm like, it can only be in so many places. Bear with me, you guys. I literally cannot find that stamp. And the one I'm referring to is this one that I stamped in blue. I am still looking. I promise. This table is only so big, yet I've still managed to misplace a stamp. I looked in my drawer like it would have gone in my drawer, but at this point, who knows? It could have been in my drawer. All right, anybody watching, did y'all see what I did with my stamp? Because I've totally misplaced it. And that didn't take very long. That was on the first card. This is beyond me. So, let's do this. Because I know I'm going to find it when I'm done, I'm going to use these two. I'm not going to waste any more time looking for that other one. So let me stamp these two. Well, let me do one at a time, since I'm short for space there. You're right, Jennifer. It is probably under something. And I'm like, I'm still trying to look around to see if I see it at the last minute so I can make this card with the stamp that I really wanted to make it. But we're just going to improvise here. And I will still, looking for a space, we will still give away the sample. Let's do this. Okay. I need to do that 2 more times. See, that whole little thing just completely threw me off. Actually, Jennifer, the stamp is on a block too. That's why I'm like, where in the world did it go? It's not in my little box here that had everything. So the good thing is the smaller die has 2 of the exact same dies. And then we have that one, and that one. Put that back. Gonna switch out. I'm gonna switch this back out. Isn't it fabulous that when you get this kit, almost all this is gonna be done for you? That way you don't have to go through this headache. There we go. I'm gonna try to die cut several things at the same time so we can save some time. So get everything lined up. The good thing about this magnetic board is that, oops, I don't need that one since I can't find that stamp, is that it helps the die stick so that they don't move around. But on this old Big Shot, it does move around just a little bit in certain spots because of where the magnets are located. Let me get that one there. That. Oops, see, that one moved just a little bit. If it keeps moving on you, which, let me do this. If it keeps moving on you, then you can probably just use some Post-it notes to help hold it down. And I can already see that's not gonna do. Now you guys know why sometimes I already have things done when I'm doing a demo. Because then that keeps you from having to see all this. But I want to show you how we do it because I don't, for the most part, mostly everything is not fussy cut. We do have dies that show you how to do this and make you look like you are just it when it comes to crafting, which you very well could be it. Let me get rid of some of these extra pieces here. That way they all fit on here. When I find it, I'm going to show a picture and show y'all this is where I found it. And then everybody's going to be laughing. Like, you're right, it was under something. Okay, get these lined up. It is really easy to just go the extra step with making these cards. You start out simple stamping, and then before you know it, you're embossing, you're die cutting, you're doing it all and making it look so gorgeous. Then you add ribbons, accessories. That lined up. I know that one moved just a little bit too. There we go again. Oh my goodness. Everybody hold your breath. Hold your breath. There we go. There we go. Now we got these. I want to make sure I die cut enough. So I got 2 of those, 2 of these berry looking things, and 2 of those. Okay, good. That's it. I think I stamped a couple of extra ones, but I'm not going to worry about it because I will keep this one for my sample. So there we go. Now I'm going to bring this back so I can stamp on this piece that has adhesive on it already. Let's open that up. This is the one where I'm going to do this number. We're going to make it work. Do I still make it look easy, Sandra? Okay, so now on here, let me take that off because I don't need to stamp on that anymore, but what I do need is I need to put a piece of ribbon across this before I mat it onto that piece of old olive over there. So I'm going to take my Whisper White dotted tulle ribbon, cut a piece. I want that to go kind of across, just like that. Remove that. Now let me get some more adhesive over that spot and maybe down the middle. Bring this piece back. And you know what? This piece is way too large. Goodness. Hello. Give me a minute, people. Make sure I cut that enough. Nope, of course not. I may have to stamp a little bit more on the bottom just because I'm not sure why I didn't cut that piece right. So let's do that. Let's get another piece in there. Don't forget, I'll be giving my sample away that way. And then we put some more adhesive on this piece. Then I can put my tulle ribbon down. Get this matted on here. And then it's actually fixing to come together pretty well. I'm going to get some dimensionals on the back. I'm going to put a big one right here, and I'm going to put a little one up here just to help hold that down. You guys, thank you for joining me today, and thanks for hanging in there. Y'all know normally I misplace something, but I'm usually able to find it pretty quickly, but today is not that day. So I'm going to get some dimensionals on here. I love these dimensionals. They literally just kind of help things pop off your paper. And then these little small ones. I'll do a small one. Hi, Marianne. You missed the fun. You missed the fun. You got to the part where I finally got everything together here. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll put a dimensional here. Put a small one here just to help anchor that piece. I'm going to trim this edge off just a little bit because I don't want it to be too far onto the page, because we still have to do our sentiment. Get some dimensionals. Don't forget to comment and like. I do appreciate y'all being here with me today, this Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone's staying cool inside and hopefully crafting. This is the perfect weather to be inside. If you're not an outdoorsy person, it's perfect to be inside and have a hobby that you can do inside. Okay, so I'm going to bring this little piece back because we need to do our little sentiment. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it and then die cut it just to make sure that I get it right. But this is to a friend that makes me smile. Get that down. And then here's the die cut. You set that off to the side because I still have to use that one more time. Bring back the big shot one last time. This piece here. Go ahead and line it up. This is perfect for scraps. So if you keep your scraps for things like this, pull that back out. For things like this, then you can use up your scraps without having to get a large sheet of paper, or use your larger pieces up that you can use for your card. There we go. Get that on there. Bring our card back. Get a couple of dimensionals. Let me do one on the top and then a small one on the bottom, just to help anchor the bottom a little bit. Y'all should see me right now. What I'm doing is every time I go to pick up something, I'm like looking to see, do I see that stamp? But yeah, I'm still not finding it. So if you want, you can always put this down first and then before you put that down. So I'm just going to put that over it. Let's do this because this is going to be my sample. I want it to be right. So y'all don't see me doing this. Kind of peeling up my dimensional, bringing it down so that it kind of hangs over the sentiment a little bit. Cut that piece off. My die cut moved on that one, so that way you can see that. And then with your tulle ribbon, let's just make a bow. And then we're going to stick a bow kind of over that piece that we put down first. This tulle ribbon can be tricky. And if you pull it too hard, it does make it kind of look weird in some places. So get a couple of glue dots down. I'm gonna put that one right here just to help fill up that area. And then looking for here they are. Our basic rhinestone jewels. And I'm going to use this last big one that I have here. And I'm going to stick that one in the middle of my bow. Just give it a little bling, not much, but just a little. Let me clean my stamp real quick to make sure. It already had Night and Navy on it, but I wanted to make sure. And then stamp the back. All right. Whew. There we go. Let me show. Okay, we'll do that one. Let me show you the cards that we made already. And don't forget, this is the monthly special for the month of June. So if you place an order on my website of at least $25 or more, you can get the kit to make all 4 of these cards. And this card was the simple stamping version, which is just stamps, ink, and paper. Just show one. That one. This was the second one that was just a little bit of a step up. And then there's this one. That was just a little designer series paper, some embossing, showcasing one of the new in colors. And then this one was the one that we just completed that had some inking, some embossing, die cutting. There's some ribbon in there with an accessory. This card was actually supposed to be the exact same as this card right here, but because I was missing that, or I've misplaced it, but anyway, we're gonna go with that. But all right, I'm gonna point you guys back up. All right. Whew. That one was a rough one today. Y'all don't realize I started sweating looking for that stamp, and now I'm like, I'm gonna have to really clean to look for it. And anyway, but I do thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget the specials that I mentioned earlier, which this one was the monthly host code special for the kit for the month of June. So you'll see these cards every week. I'll introduce these cards every single week just to remind you, especially if you're new to watching the videos, that this is what you'll get. You'll get the kit, literally made, cut and die cut. You will have to own the stamp sets, but you'll get everything that I can die cut for you, and all of this designer series paper, the cardstock, and then as far as the inks, you have to have all that. So, but don't forget, you also have the option, if you already have the supplies and just want the tutorials, I also have the tutorials available. And then if you're just like, I don't want to have to buy anything, I don't want to have to make anything, I just want the cards, then there is also that option for me to go ahead and make all of 4 of these cards for you, and then you can purchase them that way. So, but I want you to be able to experience stamping and making things for yourself. So, of course, I'm going to encourage you to want to do some simple stamping. Start out with simple stamping if you don't know where to start. But at the same time, in our catalog, our annual catalog, we also have various kits for you to use as well. We have all-inclusive kits, which I actually have boho indigo. I haven't opened the box yet, but I want to open it really soon and start playing with that because it's gorgeous. And we'll see, I may do something for next week with that one, just to show you what our all-inclusive kits do. We also have our paper pumpkin subscriptions as well, and that's a monthly subscription that comes directly to your door. It has everything you need in order to make projects for that month. And I just sent out communication about this next month's. This one just happens to have an add-on kit so that you can actually maximize what you're going to be making with next month's kit. And so, yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll be back next Sunday at 3 p.m. And I want to do something with the boho indigo just so I can show you a kit. And I will see you next week. All right, I'm gonna find this stamp set, so y'all wish me luck, okay? All right, bye.